All right. So this is the front cover of the book. Cory Doctorow said something really nice about it that we got to put on the cover. Said it's incredibly strong and not a little disturbing. We tried to make the cover reminiscent of ANSI art, sort of a sunset and a neighborhood sort of devolving into ANSI art, while a paper boy goes down the street delivering a paper. This is the cover that is underneath the dust jacket of the hardcover edition. It's sort of a secret hidden cover, which I think is really cool. And then when you open the book, you get a couple of quotes. Here are the first two. Andy Baio, the author of Waxy.org and co-founder of XOXO, said, "It perfectly captures the mystery and wonder of the early days of the internet." And then Eleanor Davis, one of my favorite cartoonists, the author of The Hard Tomorrow and How to Be Happy, said, "It's a rush of love for brave beginnings of both the early internet and the teens who used it to find themselves and each other." Incredible Doom Volume 1. Written and illustrated by Matthew Bogart. Story by Matthew Bogart and Jesse Holden. So we see a character, Allison, dragging a large box into a brick building and then up the stairs, going clunk, clunk, clunk. Prologue, 1991. She sets the box down with a cack and then looks out over a large auditorium. "Ever since I was a little girl, my dad's been making me help with his magic career." "Allison, did you bring the plume tube in from the van?" "It's behind the backdrop. I had an outfit I had to wear and everything. As I got older, it became less cute." "Dad, I was thinking about maybe after this not being on stage anymore." Dad doesn't respond. "I was thinking about joining band." When Dad gets mad, he's got two possible reactions. One of them is that he stops speaking. He didn't say a word to me until after the show had started. I don't know what people must have thought, but by the time we got to the egg bag routine, I was so scared I was shaking. "Allison, the egg bag, please." "Sorry." "Kids, right, folks?" The kids in the audience just stare at him. Back then, we would close with this trick called Metamorphosis. I would vanish and reappear inside this locked chest. We did the vanish, and I got inside the box from the panel in the back and waited for him to reveal me. I heard him thank the crowd and say goodnight. I heard the audience shuffle out. "Dad? Dad?" I could hear him tearing down the show, so I knew he could hear me banging, but he didn't say a word. Scrape. Then I felt him load me into the back of the van. Scrape. Wham. I was trapped in there the whole ride home. "Dad, I'm sorry." We see Dad open the lid of the box. "Do you know why I had to do that? This isn't your life to waste until you turn 18. Till then, you are my kid. And I don't know how many times I have to tell you, don't show your legs to boys." Dad leaves, and Allison just sits in the trunk. Chapter 1. The World of Tomorrow, 1994. Allison. We see the exterior of Allison's house and a poster she has on her wall. Allison, now older with shorter hair, is reading a book in her bedroom. "Girls!" Allison and her mom don't respond. One day, Dad brought a computer home and expected me to teach him how to use it. "Welcome to the world of tomorrow!" I'd never used a computer before in my life. Dad, I've never used a computer before in my life. Bullshit. Kids know all about this stuff. So I read the manuals.
I'm not supposed to do the work. This thing is supposed to do the work.
Dad gave up in 3 days. That computer is off limits. I'll admit, even I didn't see the point of the thing, till I discovered you can connect it to your phone line. Now, I'm sneaking in here every night. It turns out you can have it dial the phone number of another computer in town. And if they're set up for it, you connect. And you can see posts stored on their machine without leaving the house. You can even leave posts for others to discover later. They call it a bulletin board system. Actually, they call it a BBS. Everything is acronyms with these people. Suddenly, the computer was more than Dad's stupid business programs. There's new stuff on here every day. Essays, in-jokes, Sonic Youth lyrics, whole communities just spring up. Communities where nobody cares what you look like or what clothes you wear or who sits next to you in class or if you stumble over your words. They don't care if you go to the mall alone or what your parents do. Some students pass by Allison and say, "Bye, Copperfield." None of that drama. You can just be yourself. Like this guy named Sam. We met on a BBS and then started talking over email, which is a thing he showed me that lets you write each other privately one-on-one. I never talk to anyone at school, but we write each other every night and actually talk. I don't know if he's cute. It's not even about that. It's like coming up for air, discovering that some people out there don't suck.
Allison lets out a laugh and then suddenly stifles it back, realizing it's the middle of the night.
She hits print, and the printer erupts to life, going, ee, and she muffles the sound with a blanket. And we see what she's printed is a sheet that says, "You said you wanted a picture of me. Here you go, Sam." The next morning, Dad is sitting at the dining room table.
Hey, were you in the computer room?
Why would I go into the computer room?
Well, you won't anymore. I padlocked the door.
Allison gets into her car and holds back some tears. We see various parts of Allison's bedroom. It's nighttime. She's sleeping. "Allison, are you awake? Wake up. Allison." He shakes her awake. "Dad? Get up. You gotta see. You gotta give me notes."
Allison stumbles into the garage where all of Dad's magic props are stored.
Okay. So, I've been thinking. I've been designing. If they won't let me in, you design something that confounds them, and because there's showmen and then there's real magicians. There's the people that invent it. I don't really know what you're... Shh. Hoppy. You take Hoppy. Dad, Hoppy is not...
Don't interrupt. I use the straps from the plume tube routine, right? But it's got a pocket. Then I put the sport coat over top of everything. You stop wiggling back there, Hoppy. Oh, don't look so upset. I'm not putting him in the balloon tube again. Don't worry. It's just some flash paper and... Hold on. Boosh! A fireball erupts from Dad's hands. You'd think they'd make this flint a little less... Ah! It bit me! He grabs Hoppy and throws him across the room. Thud!
Hoppy runs off.
Allison? Dad overturns the magic table.
It's okay. Shh. Are you laughing? Ron, do you want to come to bed? I'll smack your teeth out. Don't touch anything. I won't. You got out of bed just to come laugh at me, didn't you? Shh. It's okay. It's just show business. Allison sits in her room holding Hoppy and makes a decision. She pries the padlock off of the door. And then we see someone named Samir launch the program Pine. He selects Compose Message, and we see a message that he's written to Allison R. at zephyrtech.net. The subject line is, "A lot more than just being bored." Hey, Allison. I couldn't sleep. I've gotten used to emailing you at 1 a.m. You ever think about what would have happened if one of us lived in a different town? The billion-dollar long-distance charges to dial into a BBS in a different area code? We'd have never met. Thanks for talking to me about my parents' split. I think I'm kind of in the way of them saying what they need to say to each other. I just want it to be done with. Does that make me a selfish prick? Anyway, I got that Daniel Johnston album. I kind of love it. There's a scratch on the CD that makes the line, "They were mean to him, but he never burned us," repeat and sound like Big Bird when he snores. They were me. Well, enough about me. What are you doing? Sam. Allison responds, "Sam, you're the furthest thing from selfish I've ever met. I miss talking to you too. It's kind of all that I think about. It's possible that I'm a crazy person. You should know that about me. Hey, there's something we need to talk about as soon as you get this. Are you up? Can I have your phone number?" Samir starts to respond. I don't think that I should, and then he thinks better of it. It's 858-5322, but don't call now. It's 1 a.m. My dad's asleep. Sam. Allison responds, "Better log off. Your phone's about to ring." Now? Samir runs down the hallway and switches the kitchen phone ringer to silent. And then just stands there and has to guess when it's ringing. "You're ringing now. Hello? Nope. Hello? Hello? Hey, Sam, it's Allison. Yeah, this is weird. Hey, I decided something. I'm coming to rescue you." And that's the end of Chapter 1. Chapter 2 is called Welcome to Malabar, and it focuses on a character named Richard. So if that's been interesting to you, you should pick up the book.